you can do something different and you can just keep growing and keep changing and keep learning and keep doing new things. Hello, welcome to the channel. Welcome back, welcome. This video is for anyone who feels afraid to follow their dreams. And I know I make fitness content, but I mean, fitness is sort of my dream. So why not make a video like this? Because that's something I want to do, right? I want to follow my dream with fitness. For such a long time, I've been dealing with this fear of, and I'm not really sure what it is, but it's something along the lines of, what if people don't like me? What if they don't approve of me? Even so far as like, what if I actually do really good and I can't keep up that level of, I guess, quality, right? So I've been like so afraid to not do anything because on one hand, what if I do really good and then people keep expecting things of me, right? And then there's a part of me that's like, you can't keep up with it, with like the demands. And then there's another part of me that's like, why are you even trying to make videos in the first place? No one's gonna watch it. No one cares about what you have to say or your opinions or anything like that. So it's this weird like fear that I've been living in. Like, I don't wanna, I'm too afraid to do anything because I don't think I deserve it. But I'm also afraid to do really good at it because I think that if I do good, people want more of that good stuff and then I don't have the ability to create more good stuff. And I think most of that comes back to like, you right, not feeling good enough, which is for so many people, it's just this weird like fear and this law that they put on themselves. And I do it too. Like, I'm literally doing it right now, which is why I'm making this video, to like shut up that fear. I tried to make a video the other day, but then my phone battery got too hot and it stopped recording halfway through. So I've been sitting here for 20 minutes just talking. And then I find out later that the video didn't even record. So even right there, I was just like, well, there's that little voice in my head that's like, there you go. It's the obvious sign, like, people don't want to hear you. Your voice doesn't deserve to be heard. And it's weird because, like I said, I make fitness content. And part of me like says I should just keep doing that forever. Because it's like what I'm passionate about. It's what I want to make money off of, right? It's something I can make a career out of. But also, it doesn't really show people any other part of my life. Not that you need to know every part of my life, obviously, but there's so much more that I think I can give back in terms of like supporting the world and giving people like wisdom and hope, right? Not just here's how to get a better body, right? But also like, why does it even matter having a body that you want, right? It doesn't matter what you or what I think about your body, it matters what you think about your body. And even like showing people how to do that, how to take control and really love themselves. Showing people that they have the ability to love themselves regardless of their size, regardless of what they think their body looks like, that you can change that story in your head, that little voice in your head that says that you're ugly or that you're unattractive, you don't look good enough, whatever that voice is for you, like learning how to shut that off, right? That's also a part of it. It's not just do more push-ups. Even with fitness, right? When I was on my fitness journey, learning like how, or nutrition, I said fitness. Even on my journey, figuring out like how to eat certain foods that I liked, right? That showed me like, I don't have to eat this garbage that is like from fast food places, or like just because you live with your parents and your parents cook a certain thing, or right, if you're a student, right, you don't always have to eat the food that's just given to you. And even like learning to make different choices, healthier choices, so that you can still eat things that you like, or get creative and find a way to turn something that may not be as healthy into something a little bit more healthy, right? And even that myth of like good food versus bad food, right? And where do you draw the line? Like just like abolishing that out the water, because there's no such thing as good and bad food. But anyway, my point being, I want to be able to express all these things, and part of that means I get to be authentic and open and talk about my experience. And in doing so, I would have to be like open and vulnerable with people, and like you guys would need to know how I'm doing. And part of me thinks like, why do I need to do that? No one's gonna care what I think anyway. They're just here to learn how to get whatever body type, or because they like anime and all that stuff. And I know that's not true. And then that's the weird part. People that are self-aware, they know that they have fears and tendencies to do certain things in their life, while also knowing that they're not necessarily true, right? So you can know that you have this trauma or this thing that you do from your childhood or from this thing that happened in your life, and you know that you think a certain way, you act a certain way, and that you know it's not conducive to living a better life for you. But instead, like, you do that thing anyway, or you take the third option and do something completely different. And that's what I did. So my third option, instead of, right, like dealing with whatever trauma I had or have currently, or like saying, you know what, this is all garbage, I'm gonna keep making YouTube videos and podcasts because I'm super passionate about that. The third option is to do nothing and ignore the whole thing, and that's what I chose. Even like making videos like this, I hate it because it sounds like this is just me and my own drama. It has nothing to do with you. But I'm hoping someone out there knows what I'm talking about. And if you are watching this and you are in the same position that I am, that you're in a place where you want to do something different with your life, to follow your dream, to take action, right? And that's really all it is at the end of the day, just taking action towards a bigger goal, right? It doesn't have to be this life-changing career. It doesn't have to be, I want to do a complete 360 and get a new house and move to a different country. Like, it doesn't have to be this huge, lofty goal or be a lawyer or a doctor or anything like that. But if there's something that you want in your life, whatever it can be big or small, like taking that action step, the next thing, like it's very, very hard, and you know it. Like, this is a video for you. And right now, me making this video, talking about how much I don't want to make this video, like, that's the action step. And I guess technically the next action would be posting it. So if you're watching this, then you know I've done the thing and I've faced my fear. That fear is still gonna be there. So when you take that action and do the thing, the little tiny baby step that you know you need to do, when you do that, there's still gonna be fear, right? It's not all gonna go away. Your life's not gonna be perfect, but you can have that peace and the courage and the bravery, and you can find a little bit more joy and probably some forgiveness in yourself. That's right, you get to forgive yourself because you are doing a thing. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but you're doing a thing to get that little bit closer. And I always love talking about this because there's a part of me that says, like, oh, this is the dream for my life. This thing right here is my life dream. Because, right, people always say, oh, what do you want to be? And like, what's your goal? But the more and more I think about that, the more and more I realize, like, I don't think I really know. Like, there's things that I want. There's things that I'm good at. There's things that I could do, right? And that's the same for everyone. There's things that you want, that you're good at, that you can do. There's things that you have an ability to do, but you might not like it. But like, you don't have to do that. It's just really funny. Like, I'm finally realizing, like, just because I can do something doesn't mean that has to be my life. Just because there's something I like, I don't need to make that my job. I don't need to make it the thing that pays me money. Like, it's okay to be an electrician who really likes to collect Legos. Like, it's okay to be a middle school teacher who really likes to, I don't know, travel around the world and to go to different countries. It's okay to be a cashier who has a passion for, like, paleontology. Like, you don't have to be this big, famous, like, influencer or a doctor or a paleontologist, right, to enjoy that thing forever. Like, you can just enjoy that thing because of what it does and, like, make money doing something else. You don't have to. Like, there's no rule of life. There's no rule of, like, living, right? Whatever rule you think that there is, like, you created that. Whatever culture you're from, whatever, like, voices you let people speak into you, like, they're all just, like, made up rules. Like, it doesn't matter what your parents said. It doesn't matter what the government says. Like, you don't have to live a certain way. I'm just like, wow, why am I only realizing this at 30 years old, right? And then right there, even that thought, me saying it, it's just like, right there, I made it a rule that 30 is too late to learn that. Like, you can learn that at 65 and have a booming career for the rest of your life. You can learn this at 12 years old and, like, just be a bomb teenager and, like, learning how to turn your life into whatever it is you want. You can learn this at 25, you can learn this at 45. And I and you, we get to start forgiving ourselves for having whatever mindset we had and say, you know what, I'm gonna do something different today. I get to have a different story. So if you've told yourself that life has to be a certain way and this is the box and these are the rules I have to live, throw that out the way. That's not true. It's not what needs to happen. If you have a goal, if you have something you want to do, just take a baby step and see what happens. That's it. Just take a step. If you want to keep going, then keep going. If you don't, then don't. Right? Like even right now with me and YouTube, like part of me says I have to become this famous fitness influencer and I have to sell all these things and make all this money because then my life will have purpose and meaning. It's like, no, maybe just make a video, see what happens. I don't have to do anything. There's no rule that says I have to become an influencer, right? Just because it is a thing that people do, it doesn't need to be the thing that I do. And whatever dream or goal you have, if anyone says like, this is how you have to do the thing, like, no. You can be a different kind of teacher. You can be a different kind of scientist. You can be a different kind of politician. You can be a different kind of doctor, like whatever it is you want to do, like do that. Just take a step towards it and see what happens. Faith, having faith in yourself. Having faith that if I do just this one baby thing, I'll get closer. It doesn't have to be closer to like the thing, the goal, right? Because fine, your goal might be to make X amount of money or to have this job. Cool. But then what? Like you're still living. You get to have more goals. That's the beauty of crushing your goals. But you could take a step closer to the new you, to the new thing that you're trying to step into. The new life, the new mindset, the new body, the new whatever that you're trying to step into, just do it. Just take one little step. And in the taking of that step, you'll get closer and closer to whatever it is you're trying to create. That could be a life, a body, a job, a family, a relationship, whatever it is. And you keep going. It's like a, what's that word? Isotope? Not isotope. It's parallel. There's a word, right, for the graph, right? And it never hits zero. Like a square root graph. That's like, whatever it is. When you do that graph and it never hits zero, that's you in your life. Like you're never hitting it, right? Like you're always just going and creating and learning and doing different things. So this is me telling you, go forward. You got this. I believe in you. And this is me saying to myself, I can do this. I believe in you. You got this. Just take that step and you're never going to hit zero because you're always moving. You're always going. You're always growing. I think if you do the opposite, maybe it's a negative square root graph. There is a graph, I'll put a picture up at some point, and it's like it starts at zero and then just goes. I think it's an absolute graph. Anyway, not the point. The point I'm trying to make is when you go, or square root, it's a square root graph. When you go, it just keeps going forever. And that's your potential, right? And I don't want to say this all fluffily, like, oh, you have unlimited potential. But what I mean is, like you do though, your potential can just keep going. You don't have to say like, I'm only good enough for this thing or I'm not good enough for that thing. Like you can do anything that you want to do. You can change and shift. Who cares if you've been a lawyer for 30 years? Who cares if you've never had a job before? Who cares if all you know is minimum wage? Like you can do something different and you can just keep growing and keep changing and keep learning and keep doing new things. So I will end it there. Have faith in yourself. You got this. I'm here for you. I definitely will have more content coming out because I get to, and it's what really makes me happy. So I get to do that. But yes, go ahead and click on one of these videos up here next to get yourself working out and to get that body of a superhero. And I'll see you guys next time. Remember, your results show up when you do. Bye.